I decided to become a teacher because I wanted to be involved in music, my specialty, and teaching was the best way to do that. And I was told I had a good gift for it and decided to give it a try.
Torture, pain. It's the last great dictatorship left on earth.
You know, I never decided to become a teacher. I always was a teacher.
Because I wanted to find a career where it would suit my family, and I like working with children. That was what started probably about 5 years ago. I was thinking about it.
I didn't decide to become a high school teacher, it just happened. I was interning at the school and they needed a teacher to fill the position, which will be unnamed, and I took the job.
I think of my high school students as developing young adults, but I would certainly say I'm the authority figure and the disciplinarian, so I wouldn't call it equals.
They're all total underlings. Absolutely.
I think of them as equals who still have some life learning to do.
Well, I don't act like anything.
Yeah.
In other words, I am a teacher. So however they view that is how they view it, right? I don't have to act one way or another. I simply am the teacher, and if they want to view me as an equal or colleague, they may. If they want to view me as an authority figure, they may. In other words, that's their perception.
They are. I consider myself to be a little bit more of an authority, though I have respect with them. So we share equal respect.
I think an authority figure, I like to rule with an iron fist.
The students know exactly what's expected. I think that's when you have clear expectations, they know, and they know what the punishment is, and I try to be consistent and follow through.
We don't like the word punishment.
Okay.
What's another word we might use there?
Discipline.
How about correction and discipline?
Okay.
Oh, well, it depends on the infraction. So what do you mean? I need an example.
If a student talks without raising their hand.
That would like never happen.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Or chewing gum.
By this time of the year, it's just not an issue. They would put their gum away. I mean, they put it in the garbage, wrap it in tissue and put it in the garbage.
They can miss recess. That would be one rule. They might miss out on some kind of bonus activities that we do at the end of the week. They might get sent to the principal's office, or they might have a letter sent home to parents.
Mostly physical abuse, rulers, bats, golf clubs, or sometimes I just use the standard school issue policies of detentions and Saturday schools and suspensions.
It's pretty high, and not always, you know, on a given day, on a given class, but I think overall our students here are becoming young adults and are more young adults than little kids.
You know, again, that is such a subjective, person by person. I mean, I have students with whom I have, and I'm not exaggerating, the most intelligent conversations of my day. And there are other students who aren't quite as gifted. So I think it really depends on the student.
Somewhere about 4th grade.
About teenage maturity.
Well,
that depends on the severity of it, because there's some things you just don't need to get involved with, but other times it's nice to lend some support or some advice. So it just depends on the severity of what's going on as to what to include and how personal it is. And, yeah.
Depends on the problem.
Okay.
Most of them I direct to the counseling department because that's not my job.
Not well.
I don't know. Students still come to me with personal problems. Kind of a mean guy. I like to shame my students a lot. I think that's powerful. Peer pressure is also effective. So undermining confidence tends to work. Tends to bring out the best in people.
Listening.
having high expectations and then being very clear about your expectations, communicating them, and being consistent. I think those things, if you can do those things, then people know what you're in there for and can follow through.
Ridicule and abuse. I find if I make fun of the students enough, they'll finally give up and listen to what I'm telling them.
I worked at elementary school for a year as a paraprofessional. It was good. They're running around all the time, screaming, teaching the same things over and over again. How to count, how to read, year after year after year. So, high schoolers are nice. Have legit conversations.
I would say I've been working exclusively with juniors and seniors for years since 2011. Wow, probably almost 20 years.
I've been teaching 27 years.
This is my 10th year here, and before that I worked at a youth group in Danville, so lots of experience.
That one's actually very easy for me. My standards are the same, but then how I interact and how I enforce them are different. So when I'm working with little kids, I use a whole different vocabulary sometimes, you know. Sit up straight, give me your eyeballs, show me what you're doing, versus, you know, older teenagers. They know that, and you don't have to point it out as much.
You know, I don't teach younger students. I have no idea. I only teach juniors and seniors.
Okay.
So I do not know what their standards are.
I think that we expect that older students behave a certain way, probably more maturely, and younger students, of course, we don't expect them to follow the same rules.
Definitely, I wouldn't find it acceptable for a student to pee his pants when that behavior might be something normal in kindergarten.
I enjoy my other job a lot. 10, maybe even 11. Gotta do what I want. Gotta, sign projects, laugh evilly to myself as I hand out essay prompts. It's one of the perks of the job.
Well, overall 10. On a given day, anywhere from 7.5 to 9 or something, but depends on the students and the year, but usually it's very high.
Again, depends on the day. I would say most days I'm at a 9 after 34 years because I love kids. When people ask me, what is it that a person must have to be a good teacher? What do you think I would say? What would you think? What's the key ingredient to being a good teacher?
Being able to listen to your students.
You have to like kids. It's that simple. If you do not like your age group, they will know,
Yeah.
and you will not be an effective teacher. And liking them doesn't mean giving them their way. Liking them means respecting them enough to raise them up a level. You may quote, well, that's good.
I would say an 8, and I love kids. I love teaching them. They're awesome. It would be best if there were 20 kids in the class as opposed to 26.
I think, given the amount of time I get to pick on students, it's around a 9.
I would say elementary school because it was the most carefree time, and everybody as a little kid was really ignorant and innocent, and it was just easy to have fun.
I have to say high school because I feel like everybody's a lot more mature now, and we can talk to each other almost as adults.
I like high school the best because I feel like the kids and the teachers are more mature. I mostly mean that by the kids because the teachers are already mature, but yeah, I think the teachers treat you more like an adult in high school, and I think that's pretty cool.
I'd say high school because a lot of them recognize you as adults, especially in the higher level classes with more serious education, and they give you more freedom.
Definitely high school, definitely.
I feel like in high school, I get more respect for my teachers because, like I said before, they treat you more like an adult and they respect you more. And
Tough question. I have probably a couple, but Mr. Gardner is also probably my favorite teacher just because his classroom, we always had really interesting discussions, and he's just a really cool guy all around.
I have a couple. I have a few for different reasons, but remember Johnson freshman year was really great because he really encouraged me to write, and he changed the way I think about writing even to this day. And then Cochran too, because we're just tight, you know. It's Cochran.
In middle school, I was given 2 detentions for pantsing someone, which apparently is sexual harassment. It's neither here nor there.
it was like in middle school, I got blamed for something I didn't do, and I got suspended because of it. I'm not going to go into details of it, but probably because
I kind of like to be left let alone to like figure things out on my own, and I'm good like visual learner, so like graphics and stuff help me learn.
I mean, I guess as long as the classroom's somewhat focused, I can pretty much learn anything. And I think classes are a lot more focused when the teacher respects the student, because I think the respect is reciprocated.
I like it when the teacher isn't so strict all the time. I like it when it's like kind of chill, and yet you learn stuff. I like classes that are very involving, where you raise your hand. Helps me learn.